hydrant at Madison Junction's been leaking since Tuesday. Not a big leak. Maybe 2 gallons an hour pooling around the base, freezing at night, thawing by noon. I'm out here with the rigid pipe wrench because Tommy called in sick again. 3rd time this month. His divorce is eating him alive, but that's not my problem when we've got 600 campsites to maintain before Memorial Day weekend. My daughter Becca texted me at 6 a.m. Dad visiting today, can't wait. 3 exclamation points. She's 13. Everything gets exclamation points. Her mom, my ex-wife Linda, has her during the school year in Bozeman. I get her summers and alternating holidays. She's driving up with Linda's sister Julie right now. Should be here by lunch. I told Becca we'd go see Old Faithful, maybe grab burgers at the Bears Denver. She hasn't been to the park since she was 9. The hydrant's base is corroded. 40 years of geothermal minerals eating through the brass threads. I'm lying in mud that smells like rotten eggs. Sulfur from the hot springs, trying to get the wrench positioned. The thread pattern on these old Muellers is left-hand thread. Learned that the hard way my first week. Snapped a bolt clean off trying to turn it the wrong direction. Rick, you copy? Vince's voice crackles through the radio on my belt. He's operations supervisor. Been here since 1987. Knows every pipe and valve in the park's infrastructure. Yeah, I'm at Madison Junction. Hydrant's worse than we thought. Forget the hydrant. Get to Norris. I sit up. Mud on my Carhartt jacket. What's going on? Steamboat geyser. It's erupting. I grab the radio. Steamboat erupts every few years. Why? Rick. It's been going for 40 minutes. Water columns at 400 feet. Maybe higher. I can't, there's too much steam. I can't see the basin anymore. Steamboat geyser is the tallest active geyser in the world. Erupts maybe 3-4 times a year if we're lucky. Tourists love it. But 400 feet for 40 minutes straight, that's not an eruption. That's a goddamn rupture. I'm 20 minutes out, I say. Bring the thermal camera. The FLIR one, not the cheap handheld. I'm already moving. The Ford F-250 starts on the 2nd crank. Needs a new battery? I've been putting it off. And I'm on the road doing 60 before I remember to throw the wrench in the back. My phone buzzes. Becca again. 30 minutes away. I call Julie. It rings 4 times before she picks up. Hey Rick, we're almost. Turn around. What? Something's happening at Norris Basin. Geysers gone haywire. They might close the park. Turn around and wait in West Yellowstone until I call you. Becca's really excited to see you. Can't we just? Julie, turn around. She's quiet. Then, okay, I'll tell her. I hang up before I have to hear Becca's disappointment. She'll understand. She always understands. That's the problem. 13-year-old kids shouldn't have to understand their dads canceling on them. The road curves past Gibbon Falls. Normally I'd slow down, Elk Cross here all the time, but I'm hitting 70 on the straightaways. Steam is rising from the tree line ahead. Not the usual wisps from hot springs. This is a wall, gray-white and thick as smoke. It's drifting south across the road. I hit the brakes. The truck skids on loose gravel before stopping 50 yards from the steam bank. It's moving, not drifting with wind. Moving deliberately like it's got weight to it. Like fog rolling downhill except there's no hill here. Just flat river valley. My radio crackles. Anyone near Norris? Static. Do not approach. More static. Repeat, do not. Denny? You're breaking up. Nothing. Not even static. The radio's dead. I try my phone. No signal. 1 bar, then nothing. The steam is 50 yards away now. 40. I can see shapes in it. Dark shapes. I grab the Bushnell binoculars from the glove box. They're technically park property, but I've been borrowing them for 3 years and focus on the steam. There's a person in there. Standing. Not moving. Just standing in the middle of the steam bank like they're waiting for a bus. I lean on the horn. 3 long blasts. The figure doesn't move. Hey! I'm out of the truck. You need to get out of there. That's volcanic steam. The figure turns toward me. The steam shifts and I see them clearly for maybe 2 seconds. It's a woman, middle-aged, wearing a North Face jacket and hiking boots. Her skin is red, not sunburned red, boiled red, blistered. Her mouth is open and steam is coming out. Not breath vapor, actual steam, like she's a kettle whistling. She takes a step toward me, then another. Her movements are wrong, jerky, like her joints don't quite work anymore. I'm backing toward the truck when I see the others. 5, 6, maybe 8 figures in the steam, all walking, all red, all steaming from their mouths. My hand finds the door handle. I'm inside. Engine starts. I throw it in reverse and the transmission grinds. I forgot to release the parking brake. Jesus Christ. And then I'm rolling backward doing 40 miles an hour, both hands on the wheel, watching the steam bank in my mirrors. It's following me, not drifting, following, moving faster than steam should move. The figures are at the front of it, walking steadily, not running, just walking with that jerky shambling gait. I spin the wheel, do a 3-point turn that turns into a 5-point turn because I'm shaking so bad I can't get the angle right, and then I'm driving away. North, away from Norris Basin, away from Madison Junction, away from the boiling people in the steam. My phone rings, signals back. It's Linda. Rick, Julie says you canceled on Becca. What the hell? Keep her in West Yellowstone. Don't let her near the park. You can't just. Linda, something's wrong at Norris. I don't know what, but keep Becca away from here. I'll call you in an hour. Rick. I hang up. In my rearview mirror, the steam is still visible. A gray wall across the valley, growing, spreading north and south along the Gibbon River corridor. I'm doing 80 now. The speedometer needle's buried and the truck's vibrating like it's going to shake apart. The radio crackles back to life. Different voice. Not Denny. A woman. Park ranger, probably. All personnel evacuate. Static. Steam cloud is expanding. Static. Do not approach infected individuals. Infected. That's when I know this isn't a geyser eruption. This is something else. Something that turns people red and makes them steam from the inside and walk around like broken puppets. Becca's safe in West Yellowstone. 40 miles from the park boundary. She's safe. She has to be safe. I'm passing the Norris Junction turnoff when I see them on the road ahead. 3 park rangers. Their vehicles are stopped sideways across both lanes. They're setting up orange traffic cones. One of them, a kid, can't be more than 25, waves at me to stop. I stop, roll down my window. Sir, we're closing the park. You need to. I'm maintenance. Rick Howell. I was at Madison Junction when Rick, the older ranger, a woman with gray hair pulled back, steps forward. I know her. Beth Paulson. She's been here longer than Denny. Did you see the steam? Yeah. And the people in it. They're not right. Beth nods. Get to headquarters. They're setting up a command center. They'll need your infrastructure knowledge. The young ranger is staring at something behind me. Beth, look. I turn. The steam is visible from here. A mile away, maybe less. Moving up the road we just came from. And in front of it, on foot, maybe 20 figures. Walking. Red. Steaming. They're not stopping, the kid says. His voice cracks. Why aren't they stopping? Beth grabs her radio. This is Ranger Paulson at Norris Junction Barricade. We have visual on infected individuals. Approximately 20. They're approaching our position. Static. Then copy. Fall back to Mammoth. Do not engage. What about? Fall back now. Beth looks at me. Go. We'll be right behind you. I'm already moving. In my mirror, I see them pulling the cones aside, getting into their vehicles. The steam is closer. Those figures are still walking, not running, just walking with that terrible shambling patience. My phone rings again. Julie this time. Rick, there's something on the emergency broadcast. They're saying to stay indoors. Something about steam and infection. Where's Becca? We're at the Super 8 in West Yellowstone. In the room. Rick, what's happening? Stay inside. Lock the doors. Don't go outside. Don't open the windows. If you see steam, any steam at all, get away from it. Steam? Rick, you're scaring me. Good. Stay scared. Stay inside. I'll call you in 30 minutes. The road opens up ahead. Mammoth Hot Springs is 10 miles north. Park headquarters. Command center. Maybe someone there knows what the hell is happening. Maybe they know how to stop it. Behind me, the steam keeps spreading. Mammoth Hot Springs headquarters looks like an anthill someone kicked over. Park vehicles everywhere, F-150s, Suburbans, the big international dump trucks we use for snow removal. Rangers in their green uniforms running between buildings. Civilian cars jamming the visitor parking lot. People shouting. A kid crying. Somebody's dog barking nonstop from inside a Prius. I park crooked across 2 spaces. Don't care. Inside the admin building, it's worse. Maybe 40 people crammed into a lobby designed for 10. The air conditioning can't keep up. Smells like sweat and the burned coffee someone left on the burner too long. Vince is by the dispatcher's desk. He's got a topographic map spread out, marking it with red Sharpie. Rick, good. You made it. What's the spread? He taps the map. Started at Norris Basin. Steamboat geyser went critical at 0847. By 0920, we had reports of people collapsing near the geyser. By 0945, they were walking. By 1015, the steam cloud covered 3 square miles. The people I saw, their skin was red, blistered. They were steaming from their mouths. Yeah. Dr. Reeves called it from Bozeman. She thinks it's thermophiles. What? Bacteria. They live in the hot springs. Thrive at 140, 160 degrees. She thinks the eruption aerosolized them. People breathe them in. The bacteria colonize the lungs. Body temperature goes up to. That's not possible. Vince looks at me. His face is gray. I watched Tim Brewster walk into that steam at Norris. Watched him breathe it in. 20 minutes later, he was red. 30 minutes later, he was walking around with steam coming out of his mouth. So yeah, Rick, it's possible. Tim Brewster ran the bookstore at Canyon Village. His wife Gina worked in the gift shop. They've got 2 kids, both in high school. How fast is it spreading? Faster than we can track. The steam moves like ground fog, but it's seeking people. Not just drifting, seeking. Anyone who breathes it gets infected. Then they become mobile steam sources. Walking infection vectors. A ranger, I don't know, young, black guy, name tag says J. Williams leans over the map. We've got roadblocks at all northern exits. Madison, Norris, and Canyon Junctions are compromised. Steam's moving south along the Firehole River toward Old Faithful. Old Faithful, the biggest tourist concentration in the park. This time of year, before peak season, maybe 300 people there. In July, it'd be 3,000. We need to evacuate Old Faithful, I say. Already started. Williams taps his radio. Problem is the steam's moving faster than traffic. We've got 50 cars backed up at West Thumb trying to get out and the clouds behind them. If they get stuck, they breathe it. Yeah. Vince is still marking the map. Rick, I need your help. The underground pipe system. If the infection's in the groundwater, it could spread through the infrastructure. You think it's in the pipes? I don't know, but we've got 20,000 feet of pipe running between thermal features. If those pipes are carrying contaminated water to campgrounds, lodges, we'd be spreading it ourselves, right? My phone buzzes. Text from Julie. Emergency alert just went off. Says evacuate Yellowstone County. Should we leave? Call her. She picks up on the first ring. Rick, stay put. West Yellowstone is 40 miles from the park boundary. You're safer there than on the road. The alert says, the roads are jammed. If you get stuck in traffic and the steam catches you, just stay in the room. Turn off the AC so no outside air comes in. Use towels under the doors. You still have that duct tape in your road trip kit? I think so. Use it. Seal the windows, the door. Make the room airtight. Jesus, Rick. Put Becca on. Rustling. Then, Dad. Her voice cracks something in my chest. She sounds scared. Becca doesn't scare easy. When she was 9, she broke her arm falling off a horse and didn't cry once. Said it hurt, but she wanted to finish the trail ride first. Hey, sweetie. You okay? The TV's showing helicopters. They're over Yellowstone. There's smoke everywhere. It's steam, not smoke. Different thing. Are you safe? I'm at headquarters. Lots of people here. Very safe. You stay with Julie, okay? Don't go outside. When can I see you? Soon. Maybe tomorrow. I need to help close down the park first. The emergency alert says to evacuate. Some places are evacuating. You're good where you are. West Yellowstone is far enough away. Promise. I'm looking at Denny's map. The red marker extends from Norris South to Madison Junction, east toward Canyon. 48 square miles. Growing by the hour. I promise. Okay. Love you, Dad. Love you too. I hang up. Williams is arguing with someone on the radio about road clearance. Denny's talking to a woman in a pantsuit, probably someone from the National Park Service regional office. Everyone's talking at once and nobody's listening. My phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something, instinct, habit, makes me pick up. This is Rick. Mr. Howell. This is Dr. Patricia Reeves from Montana State Microbiology Department. I've been consulting with park management about the outbreak. Her voice is clipped, professional, the voice of someone used to emergency calls. Denny mentioned you. You're the one who figured out its bacteria. Thermophiles, yes. Probably Thermus aquaticus or a related species. They're common in Yellowstone's thermal features. Harmless under normal conditions. But the eruption. Mr. Howell, have you seen infected individuals up close? Yeah, this morning. They're red, blistered, steam coming from their mouths. Their core body temperature is approximately 142 to 147 degrees Fahrenheit. The bacteria have colonized their lungs, bloodstream, every organ system. They're essentially walking incubators. Every breath they exhale spreads the infection. How long can a person survive at that temperature? She's quiet for a moment. They shouldn't survive at all. Human proteins denature above 105 degrees. Brain death occurs, but the infected aren't dead. They're mobile, responsive to stimuli. We don't understand the mechanism yet. So they're alive. In a sense, the bacteria may be producing compounds that prevent cellular breakdown, or modifying human tissue to tolerate extreme heat. We're collecting samples, but Mr. Howell, the steam clouds are spreading faster than our models predicted. Infection rate is nearly 100% on exposure, and the infected are drawn to uninfected humans, actively hunting them. Hunting. Yes, we believe the bacteria are chemotactic, following carbon dioxide gradients from human respiration. The infected walk toward concentrations of people. That's why they followed me, why the steam moved against the wind. It wasn't weather, it was biology. What stops them? We don't know yet. Extreme cold might slow the bacteria, but we're talking temperatures below zero. In May, that's not. Screaming outside. Multiple voices. I'm at the window before I finish processing the sound. The parking lot. Steam rising from the far end, near the lodgepole pines. Thick gray-white clouds rolling across the asphalt, and figures walking out of it. 8, 10, maybe 12. Red. Jerking. Steaming. They're heading for the lobby entrance. Denny. I'm pointing. We've got infected at North Parking. He's already moving. Shouting orders. Rangers drawing service weapons, Glock 22s, standard issue. And I want to tell them bullets won't stop bacteria, but maybe they'll stop the infected. Maybe that's enough. Williams is on the radio. All units, we have breach at headquarters. Infected individuals approaching admin building. Request. The first infected person hits the glass door. It's a man. Was a man. His face is one massive blister. Eyes swollen shut. Mouth open. Steam pouring out like he's exhaling smoke. He presses against the glass. Hands leaving wet marks. Don't open the door. I'm yelling, but someone already has their hand on the crash bar because instinct says help the person outside. Instinct hasn't caught up to the fact that helping gets you killed. Beth Paulson grabs the person's arm. Back away from the door. Everyone back. More infected at the windows now. 5, 6. They're not pounding. Not attacking. just pressing against the glass. Breathing. Steam is fogging the windows from outside. The temperature in the lobby is climbing. Sweat runs down my back. Ventilation system, I say. Denny, the HVAC, if they're breathing on the intake vents. Shut it down. Rick, the controls are in the mechanical room. Basement. Go. I'm running. Down the hallway past offices where people are closing blinds, locking doors. Down the stairs. The basement is concrete and exposed pipes. Furnace for winter, AC units for summer, the train HVAC controller I helped install 3 years ago. I'm hitting every shutoff I can find. AC compressor, intake fans, fresh air circulation, everything. The building goes quiet. Just the sound of footsteps above me and my own breathing too loud in the enclosed space. My phone rings. Dr. Reeves again. Mr. Howell, are you still at headquarters? Yeah, they're outside. We shut down ventilation. Good. The infection is airborne. Any air exchange with outside environment will. She stops. Mr. Howell, how many people are in that building? 50, maybe 60. How much food? Water. Why? Because you can't leave. Not while infected individuals are outside. Not until we understand transmission vectors better. That building is now a quarantine facility. I'm looking at the ceiling. Pipes running overhead. Water main. Sewer. Everything connected to everything else in this park because I helped design half these systems. How long? Unknown. Hours. Days. We're organizing federal response, but days? I've got a daughter in West Yellowstone. She's safer there than with you right now. Mr. Howell, you need to establish protocols. Air circulation, food rationing, contamination checks. Anyone showing fever symptoms must be isolated immediately. I'm maintenance. Not. I don't know how to. You know, infrastructure. That's what keeps people alive. Use that knowledge. She hangs up. I'm alone in the basement. Above me, 50 people who don't know they're trapped. Don't know this building is now a fortress. Or a tomb. I text Julie. Stuck at headquarters. Steam outside. Can't leave. Keep Becca inside. Will call when I can. Response comes back in 10 seconds. Is this real? I send back, yes. Then I climb the stairs to tell Vince we're not evacuating headquarters. We're sealed in. Hour 3 in the building. The infected haven't left. 16 of them now, clustered around the entrances. Standing, breathing steam, waiting. We've got 53 people confirmed inside. I counted. Wrote their names on a legal pad in Denny's office. 37 rangers and park staff. 14 tourists who were in the building when we sealed it. 2 kids, brothers, maybe 8 and 10. Their parents died at Norris this morning. They're in the visitor center room with a ranger named Angela who's trying to keep them calm. Vince is on the satellite phone with someone at FEMA. The cell networks are down. Overloaded. Everyone in Montana trying to call someone in Yellowstone at the same time. Williams is organizing supplies. We've got the break room with 2 vending machines, 1 fridge with people's lunches, a water cooler. He's writing an inventory. 12 bottles of water, 6 energy drinks, assorted chips and candy bars. Someone's leftover pasta salad that's probably going bad. This'll last maybe 1 day, Williams says. If we ration. Storage room, I say. 3rd floor. We keep emergency supplies. MREs, water bottles, first aid. For search and rescue operations. How much? 20 cases of water. 40 MREs. Not enough for 50 people for long, but better than vending machines. My phone buzzes. Text from Linda. Julie says you're trapped? Call me now. She's crying before she says hello. Rick, they're showing footage on CNN. The steam is everywhere. They're saying hundreds of people. I'm okay. I'm in a building. We're safe. Julie says Becca's asking for you. Put her on. She's sleeping. Finally. She cried for an hour. Rick, what's happening? The geyser eruption released bacteria from the hot springs. It infects people when they breathe it. They get sick. The news is calling them zombies. They're not zombies. They're infected. There's a difference. Is there? The people outside used to have names, jobs, families. Now they're just bodies full of bacteria, hunting for more people to infect. What's the functional difference? Linda, keep Becca inside. I mean it. Windows closed. Door locked. If you see any steam. I know. Julie already told me. Rick, when are you getting out of there? I don't know. She's quiet. Then, Becca needs you. I know. She can't. Rick, she can't lose you too. She means after the divorce. After I chose the park over marriage counseling, over weeknight dinners, over being present for Becca's 7th grade science fair. Linda's right. Becca's already lost half her family structure. Losing me would. I'll get out, I say. I promise. Don't promise if you can't. I'm getting out. I'll call you in a few hours. I hang up before she can argue. Before I have to hear Becca in the background asking if it's Daddy. Can she talk to Daddy? Denny waves me over. He's off the phone, looking at printouts someone ran before the power to the printers died. Maps, thermal imaging satellite data. FEMA's setting up command in Billings. They're calling this a Level 5 biological event. Federal quarantine protocols in effect. What's that mean? Means nobody leaves. They're establishing a perimeter 50 miles around the park. Anyone inside the perimeter stays inside. 50 miles, that includes West Yellowstone. Yeah, my daughter's in West Yellowstone. Denny looks at me. I know. They can't lock her in. She's not infected. She's 40 miles from. Rick, the infection's spreading faster than projections. They hit Old Faithful an hour ago. 300 tourists. Maybe 50 got out. The rest. He taps the map. Steam cloud is 15 miles south of Old Faithful now, moving 6-7 miles per hour. It'll hit West Yellowstone by tonight. My daughter is in West Yellowstone. The steam will be there by tonight. How accurate are these projections? They've been conservative so far. Actual spread is faster than models. So it could hit sooner. Yeah. I'm pulling out my phone, calling Julie. It rings and rings and rings. Goes to voicemail. I try Linda. Same thing. Voicemail. They're probably in a dead zone, Denny says. Towers are overloaded. I text Julie. Steam heading your way. Might arrive tonight. Get Becca out now. Drive north. Don't stop. Message won't send. Red exclamation point. No signal. I need to get out of here. Rick. I need to get to West Yellowstone. Get Becca out before. You leave this building, you die. Those things outside, they're waiting for someone to make that mistake. I'm looking at the windows. The infected are still there. Not pressed against the glass anymore. Just standing in the parking lot. Steam rising from their bodies, creating a fog bank that's slowly enclosing the building. Vince waves me over. We've got a problem. Betty Carlisle. She's running a fever. Who's Betty Carlisle? Tourist. She was in the visitor center when we sealed up. Says she was near Norris this morning. Hiking. Saw the eruption from half a mile away. Half a mile. Close enough to breathe the initial spread. Where is she? Women's bathroom. Angela's with her. We find Betty on the floor, back against the tile wall. She's maybe 60, wearing a fleece pullover with an Appalachian Trail patch. Her face is flushed, sweat soaking through her shirt. Angela's crouched next to her with a hand on her shoulder. How long? Ask. Fever started 20 minutes ago, Angela says. She's burning up. I don't have a thermometer, but Betty's lips are cracked, bleeding. She's breathing fast, shallow breaths. Water, she says. Please. Angela hands her a water bottle. Betty drinks. Steam rises from the bottle when she pulls it away from her mouth. Get back, I say. She needs. Angela. Get back. Angela moves. Betty's looking at her hands. The skin is red, not flushed. Red like boiled skin. Blisters forming on her palms. What's happening to me? Betty's voice is rough, wet. You're infected, I say. The bacteria from the steam. It's in your lungs. Am I dying? The truth is I don't know. The infected outside are walking, moving, responsive. They're not dead, but they're not alive in any way that matters. They're incubators, mobile infection vectors. No, I lie. You're going to be okay. Betty starts coughing. Deep, wet coughs. Steam comes out with each cough. Not breath vapor, actual steam. The temperature in the bathroom is climbing. I can feel it. We need to isolate her, Williams says from the doorway. If she's infectious. Where? Vince asks. We've got 50 people in this building. Where do we put someone who's exhaling bacteria? Storage room, I say. 3rd floor. It's got a solid door. 1 window. We can seal it. She's a person, Angela says. Not. We can't just lock her in a room. You want her in the break room with everyone else? She's shedding bacteria with every breath. Betty's looking at me. Her eyes are bloodshot, tears evaporating before they can run down her cheeks. I don't want to hurt anyone, she says. You won't. We're going to help you. Another lie. We're going to lock her in a room and wait for her to become like the things outside. Takes 3 of us to get Betty up the stairs. She's weak, legs barely working. By the time we reach the 3rd floor, her skin is completely red. Blisters covering her arms, her neck. Steam is pouring from her mouth with every exhale. The storage room is 12 by 15. Metal shelves with boxes of supplies. 1 window overlooking the east parking lot. I pull down the cases of water and MREs while Williams helps Betty to the floor. I'm sorry, I tell her. We'll check on you. Bring food and water. My husband, Betty says. He's in Bozeman, waiting for me. Can you call him? Tell him. She coughs. More steam. Tell him I love him. I'll call him. Promise. I promise. I close the door. Turn the deadbolt. The lock is meant to keep people out of expensive equipment, not keep infected people in. But it'll have to work. Through the door, I hear Betty crying. Then coughing. Then just the sound of steam hissing against the inside of the door. Williams and I walk back downstairs. Neither of us talking. What is there to say? In the lobby, Vince is back on the satellite phone. His face is worse than before. Gray turning to white. Yeah, I understand. I'll tell them. He hangs up, looks at the room. 53 people minus Betty Carlisle. 52 people looking at him waiting for good news. FEMA's pulling back the perimeter, Vince says. New containment line is 100 miles from the park. That includes, Williams starts, everything. West Yellowstone, Gardiner, Cook City. Everyone inside the 100-mile radius is under mandatory quarantine. Anyone trying to leave will be turned back by military blockade. They're abandoning us, someone says. They're containing the infection, Vince says. They don't have a cure, don't have a treatment. All they can do is stop it from spreading beyond Montana. My daughter is in West Yellowstone. The steam will reach West Yellowstone tonight, and nobody's allowed to leave. I need to get out, I say. Rick, my daughter is 40 miles away. The infection is moving toward her. And you're telling me the government has decided she's acceptable collateral damage. I'm telling you there's nothing you can do. I can get her out. I know the back roads, the routes the tourists don't use. We can. Drive through a 100-mile quarantine zone patrolled by armed military? Rick, you'll get shot. Or you'll get infected. Or both. So I do nothing? You survive. That's what you do. You stay alive so when this is over, you can see Becca again. When this is over, like it's going to be over, like we're not all going to end up red and blistered and steaming, walking around in the fog hunting for more people to infect. I'm at the window, looking at the infected in the parking lot, counting them. 16 became 20. 20 became 24. They're multiplying, or more infected are coming. Drawn by the concentration of uninfected people inside this building. My phone buzzes. Message from Julie. Took 5 minutes to send, but it got through. Can't leave. Roads blocked. Military checkpoint north of West Yellowstone. They're not letting anyone out. Call her. It rings once before going to a busy signal. Network's overloaded again. I text back, seal the room, windows, doors, vents, duct tape everything. Don't let any outside air in. Sending, sending, sending. Failed to send. I try again. Failed. My daughter is 40 miles away and I can't even get a message to her. Williams is organizing the MREs. Vince is talking to rangers about establishing watches at the doors and windows. Angela's trying to comfort the two kids whose parents are dead. Everyone's doing something. Finding purpose in small tasks because the big task, surviving this, is too overwhelming to process. I'm standing at the window watching infected people breathe steam and thinking about Becca, 13 years old. Exclamation points in her texts. Excited to see Old Faithful and get burgers at the Bear's Den. She should have stayed in Bozeman. She should have hated me enough after the divorce to never want to visit. She should have been anywhere but Montana in May when Yellowstone decided to kill everyone. Above me, on the third floor, Betty Carlisle is coughing. I can hear it through the ceiling. Soon she'll stop being Betty. She'll become another incubator, another source of infection. And tomorrow, maybe tonight, Becca will start coughing too. Unless I do something. Hour 7. The infected surrounding the building number 38. I counted twice. The steam they're producing has created a fog bank 50 feet deep in every direction. We can't see the parking lot anymore. Just gray-white wall and dark shapes moving inside it. Betty Carlisle stopped screaming an hour ago. The coughing went on for 3 hours. Then screaming. Now silence. Nobody's volunteered to open the storage room door to check on her. We all know what we'd find. Williams found a box of garbage bags in the supply closet. He's taping them over the air vents with duct tape from the maintenance kit, sealing every potential air intake. The temperature inside is climbing. No ventilation. 52 people breathing in a sealed building. It's 86 degrees in the lobby. People are sweating, taking off jackets and sweaters. My phone gets a bar of signal. One message from Julie, timestamped 40 minutes ago. Steam visible from window, maybe 2 miles away. We can see it moving. Becca's scared. Rick, I don't know what to do. I try calling. Busy signal. I text back. Stay inside. Seal everything. I'm coming to get you. Failed to send. I try again. Failed. The message sits in my outbox. Unsent. Becca doesn't know I'm trying to reach her. She thinks I've abandoned her. Again. Like I abandoned family dinners for overtime shifts. Like I abandoned her birthday last year because the sewer system at Grant Village was backing up and I was the only one who knew the layout. Vince is at the map table with Williams and Beth Paulson. They're marking the infection spread with red marker. The red zone now covers 60 square miles. Old Faithful is gone. Canyon Village is gone. Lake Village is gone. Every major population center in the park except Mammoth. The steam's following the river drainages, Beth says, moving down the valleys. By midnight, it'll hit Gardiner to the north and West Yellowstone to the west. What about the military perimeter? Williams asks. They're pulling back. 100 miles wasn't enough. New line is 150 miles. They're evacuating Bozeman. Bozeman, where Linda lives, where Becca's supposed to go to school in the fall. Roosevelt Middle School. She's excited about it. They have a better science program. She wants to be a veterinarian, wants to save animals. How long until Bozeman gets hit? Beth looks at the map. Current rate? 3 days. Maybe 4. 3 days. Becca's got 3 days before the steam reaches her school, her home, her life. I'm looking at the truck keys on my belt. The Ford F-250 is in the parking lot. 38 infected between me and it. But if I could reach it, if I could drive through the steam without breathing it. Windows up, vents closed. The cabin air filter might stop bacteria. Might. Rick, whatever you're thinking, don't. Vince is watching me. He knows. My daughter is 40 miles away in a sealed room. She's safer than you are. For how long? You said the steam hits West Yellowstone tonight. Then what? Julie and Becca suffocate in a sealed room? Or they open a window because they need air and they breathe in bacteria? The government's working on a response. CDC, FEMA, Department of Defense. They abandoned us. They drew a line and decided everyone inside it is already dead. That's exactly what they did. I'm not yelling. Should be yelling. The rage is there, but it's cold. Calculated. They decided containment is more important than rescue. So yeah, Becca's on her own unless I do something. You can't drive through that. Beth points at the fog outside. The infected will swarm the truck. They're drawn to noise, to movement. You'll have 100 of them trying to get inside before you make it to the road. So I wait here, watch on satellite data as the steam reaches West Yellowstone, count the hours until Becca starts coughing. Nobody answers, because they know I'm right. Sitting here is choosing to let Becca die. Williams clears his throat. There's a back exit. Loading dock on the east side. Fewer infected over there. Maybe 8 or 10. Williams, Denny starts. I'm just saying, if someone was going to try something stupid, the loading dock's the best option. It's still suicide, Beth says. Yeah, Williams agrees. But it's his kid. I look at Williams. He's younger than me, maybe 30. No wedding ring, no family photos on his desk. But he gets it. He understands that letting your kid die to keep yourself safe isn't surviving. It's just dying slower. The loading dock access? Do I need a key? Crash bar emergency exit. No key, but it'll trigger an alarm. The infected will hear it. Yep. So I've got maybe 30 seconds between opening the door and getting swarmed. 30 seconds to reach the truck, start it, and get moving. Vince is shaking his head. Rick, even if you reach the truck, even if you make it to West Yellowstone, the military checkpoints, I know the access roads, the old logging routes, Park Service only roads that aren't on GPS. I can get through. And if you get infected, that stops me. If I breathe the steam, if the bacteria colonize my lungs, I'll become like Betty Carlisle, like the 38 people outside. I'll burn from the inside and I won't die. I'll just keep walking, breathing steam, hunting for more people to infect. I might infect Becca. If I show symptoms, I say slowly, I won't go inside. I'll stay in the truck. Tell Julie to take Becca and run. Rick, do you have kids, Vince? He's quiet. Do you? No. Then don't tell me what I can and can't risk. I'm moving to the equipment lockers, finding what I need. Tyvek coveralls from the hazmat kit, the full-face respirator with P100 filters, the kind we use for mold remediation. Bacteria are bigger than mold spores. The filters should work. Williams helps me suit up. Coveralls over my clothes, respirator tight against my face. Duct tape around the wrists and ankles where coveralls meet skin. We're making me into a sealed environment. Nothing gets in. Nothing gets out. This is insane, Vince says. Yeah. I'm checking the respirator seal. Breathing. Air tastes like rubber and fear. Probably. Angela's at the hallway entrance. The 2 kids behind her. Brothers. The 8-year-old is holding the 10-year-old's hand. Are you leaving? The younger one asks. Yeah. Can you take us? My throat closes. These kids, parents dead at Norris, trapped in a building with strangers, watching adults make decisions that determine if they live or die. I can't. I'm sorry. There's not enough room. Not enough. I'm lying. There's room in the truck. But 2 extra people means 2 more chances of infection. 2 more ways this goes wrong. And I've already decided. Becca first. Everything else second. The kid nods, like he expected that answer. Like he's already learned that adults will abandon you when it matters. I look at Angela. Take care of them. Where are we supposed to go? We're trapped here too. I don't know. That's the truth. I don't know if anyone in this building survives. I don't know if the government sends help or if they just wait for us to run out of food and water and die. I don't know anything except Becca needs me, and I'm the only one who can reach her. Williams walks me to the loading dock. The emergency exit door is steel with a push bar. Beyond it is the fog, the infected, the 38 people who used to have names and families and reasons to wake up in the morning. Good luck, Williams says. If I don't make it, you'll make it. If I don't, tell Vince I'm sorry about the hydrant at Madison Junction. Never got to fix it. Williams almost smiles. I'll tell him. My hand is on the push bar. The truck is 50 feet from this door. 50 feet through fog and infected and bacteria that will turn me into a steaming corpse if I breathe wrong. I'm thinking about Becca, 13 years old, wants to be a veterinarian, gets excited about geysers and burgers, texts with 3 exclamation points. My daughter, mine. I push the bar. The alarm screams, louder than I expected, echoing off the concrete walls of the loading dock. The fog shifts, dark shapes turning toward the sound. Moving. I'm running. The truck is ahead. F-250. Blue. License plate 7M 52149 because I helped register it with the state fleet. My keys are out. Thumb on the unlock button. The truck chirps. Lights flash. Behind me, footsteps. Multiple footsteps. The shambling gait of infected legs that don't quite work right anymore. 10 feet from the truck. The fog is thicker here. I can't see the ground. Can't see what I'm running through. Could be infected right in front of me. Could run straight into one. 5 feet. A hand grabs my shoulder. Not grabbing. Touching. Gentle. Like it's trying to understand what I am. The hand is red. Blistered. Hot even through the Tyvek. I spin. Knock the hand away. The infected person, woman, used to be a woman, wearing a park ranger uniform with a name tag that says Linda, but that's not my Linda. Can't be my Linda. Reaches for me again. Steam pouring from her mouth. Her eyes are open, unseeing. The bacteria has taken everything that made her human and left only the urge to spread, to infect, to reproduce. I shove her backward. She stumbles, doesn't fall. Behind her are more. 6, 8. More emerging from the fog. All reaching. All breathing steam. Truck door opens. I'm inside, slamming the door, hitting the locks. The infected press against the windows. Hands leaving wet prints. Steam fogging the glass from outside. Engine starts. Thank God. Thank Christ. Thank every maintenance decision I made keeping this truck running. Transmission into drive. I'm moving before I finish processing the thought. The truck lurches forward. Hits something. An infected person. They go down under the front bumper. I feel the impact. The truck rolls over them. I don't look in the mirror. Can't afford to look back. I'm driving blind through fog. Can't see the road. Can't see anything. Just gray-white everywhere. The GPS is useless. Screen shows my position but not the fog. Not the infected. I'm navigating by memory. Straight for 50 feet. Then right. Then straight again toward where the main road should be. The fog thins. I can see trees. Road signs. The highway south toward West Yellowstone. I'm doing 60, 70. The speedometer climbs and I don't care about speed limits or safety or anything except reaching Becca before the steam does. My phone has signal. 2 bars. I call Julie. It rings. Rick. Her voice is breaking. Rick, the steam, it's close. Maybe a quarter mile. We can see people walking in it. Rick. They're coming toward town. I'm coming. I'm 20 miles out. Stay inside. Keep the room sealed. We're out of duct tape. The window, there's a gap at the bottom. I can feel air coming through. Plug it. Use towels. Use sheets. Anything. It's not enough. Rick, Becca's crying. We both think we're going to die. You're not dying. I'm coming. Put Becca on. Rustling. Then, Dad. Her voice is small. Scared. Not the exclamation point girl from this morning. This is the voice of a kid who knows monsters are real and they're coming for her. Becca, I'm in the truck. I'm coming to get you. 20 minutes. Maybe less. The people outside, Dad, they're red. They're steaming. What are they? Infected. They're sick. But they can't get through walls. Can't open doors. You're safe as long as you stay inside. What if they get in? That's the question. What if the infected break through the Super 8 windows? What if Julie and Becca are forced to run? What if I'm 20 minutes too late? They won't. I say, I'm coming. I promise. You promised before. This morning. You said you'd take me to Old Faithful. I know. I'm sorry. It's okay. She's crying now. I can hear it. Dad, I'm scared. Me too. You're never scared. I am now. But being scared doesn't mean we give up. It means we're smart enough to understand what's happening. And smart people survive, right? Right? So you stay smart. Stay inside. I'll be there soon. Okay. Love you, Dad. Love you too. She hangs up. Or the signal drops. Either way, I'm driving 90 miles an hour down a highway that cuts through Yellowstone toward West Yellowstone, and all I can think about is Becca crying. The road curves. I take it too fast. The truck's back end skids. I'm fishtailing, overcorrecting, the truck sliding toward the shoulder and the trees, and a 100-foot drop into the Madison River. Then the tires catch. I'm straight again, breathing too hard inside the respirator. Ahead, steam. Not fog. Steam. Rising from the road surface. The infection's already here, already spreading into West Yellowstone from the south. I'm driving into it. The visibility drops to 30 feet. 20. 10. I'm down to 40 miles an hour because I can't see the road. Can't see the center line. Just gray-white and shapes moving through it. A figure steps into the road. Stands there. Red. Steaming. Waiting. I swerve. Miss them by inches. Another figure ahead. I swerve again. The truck clips them. They spin away into the fog. How many infected between here and Becca? How many people from Old Faithful, from Canyon Village, from all the places the steam hit first? Hundreds. Thousands. All walking. All hunting. The GPS says West Yellowstone is 2 miles ahead. I can't see it. Can't see anything but fog and infected and the road disappearing into steam. A chain-link fence appears on the right. Buildings beyond it. Houses. West Yellowstone town limits. I'm close. The Super 8 is on the north side. Half a mile from here. Movement ahead. Not one infected person. 10. 20. A crowd of them. Blocking the road. All facing my direction. All waiting. I hit the gas. The truck accelerates. 45. 50. 60. I'm aiming for the gap between two infected on the right side. It's narrow, maybe wide enough, maybe not. The truck hits them. One goes under the wheels. The impact rattles my teeth. The other crashes into the side, hand slapping the window, leaving a red smear. Then they're behind me and I'm through. The Super 8 sign is ahead, blue and yellow. Never been so glad to see a budget motel in my life. I'm pulling into the parking lot, looking for room numbers. Julie said room 127. Ground floor, north side, there. Door marked 127. Window with curtains drawn. No steam around it yet. The fog is lighter here. The infection hasn't fully reached this block. Yet, I park directly in front of the door. 10 feet between truck and room. 10 feet through air that might be contaminated. Might be carrying bacteria. I'm still sealed in the Tyvek and respirator. Still protected. But Julie and Becca aren't. They'll have to cross that 10 feet with nothing but my body between them and infection. I'm out of the truck. At the door. Pounding. Julie. It's Rick. Open up. The door cracks. Chain lock still on. Julie's face in the gap. Her eyes are red. She's been crying. Is it safe? No. But we're out of time. The steam's coming. We need to go now. She closes the door. I hear the chain sliding. Then the door opens fully. Becca's behind Julie. My daughter. She's wearing her Bozeman High sweatshirt. The one I bought her last Christmas. Her face is pale. Scared. But when she sees me, she smiles. Small smile. Scared smile. But still a smile. Dad. Hey, sweetie. Ready for a road trip? Where are we going? North. Away from the steam. Away from all of this. What about Mom? Mom. Linda. In Bozeman. The infection will reach Bozeman in 3 days. We'll get her. I promise. Another promise. How many promises have I made today? How many can I actually keep? Julie's grabbing bags. Suitcases. I want to tell her to leave them, we don't have time. But I can't. These might be the only possessions Becca has left in the world. Let's go. Stay close to me. Don't breathe deep. Just short breaths until you're in the truck. We're moving. Out the door. Into the parking lot. The steam is thicker, rolling across the asphalt from the south. Infected figures visible in it. Walking. Shambling. One turns toward us. Get in the truck. Now. Julie's in first. Becca's climbing into the back seat when I see them. 3 infected people. Coming from the west. From between buildings. One of them is a kid. Maybe Becca's age. 13 or 14. Red. Blistered. Steam pouring from their mouth. They used to have a life. Friends. Family. Now they're just disease vectors. The infected kid is walking toward Becca. I'm between them. Arms spread. Get in the truck. Becca's inside. Door slams. The infected kid reaches for me. Their hand touches my chest. The Tyvek coverall. Their fingers are hot. So hot I can feel it through 2 layers of protection. Steam is everywhere. In my face. On my respirator. The filters are working. Have to be working. If they're not, if bacteria is getting through, I'm already infected. Already dead. I push the kid away. Harder than I meant to. They fall. Don't get up. Just lie there steaming. I'm in the truck. Door locked. Engine running. Backing out fast. Too fast. Hit a light pole. Don't care. Forward now. Out of the parking lot. Onto the street. The GPS shows the road north. Highway 191 toward Bozeman. 70 miles. Maybe we make it. Maybe the infection hasn't spread that far yet. In the rearview mirror, Becca's watching the Super 8 disappear into steam. The motel where she was supposed to spend the night. Where she was supposed to wake up tomorrow morning and have breakfast and see her dad take her to Old Faithful. Dad. Her voice is small. Are we going to be okay? I'm looking at the road ahead. The fog is lighter. I can see a mile. Maybe 2. No infected visible. Not yet. Yeah, we're going to be okay. It's a lie. The steam is spreading. The infected are multiplying. The government has abandoned everyone inside the containment zone. In 3 days, Bozeman burns. In a week, maybe all of Montana. In a month, who knows? Maybe the whole country turns into red blistered bodies walking through fog-breathing bacteria. But Becca needs me to say we're okay. Needs me to be dad. Needs me to promise things I can't promise. So I lie. And I drive north. And I pray that the infection moves slower than hope. Day 16. The Canadian border checkpoint at Sweetgrass is 12 miles ahead. Linda's driving. I'm in the passenger seat watching the thermal camera feed on the laptop. Becca's asleep in the back. She sleeps a lot now. Hasn't slept through the night since West Yellowstone. Wakes up crying. Dreams about steam. About red faces. About the infected kid I pushed down in the parking lot. We reached Bozeman on day 2. The infection was 12 hours behind us. Linda was already packing when we pulled up. She'd seen the news, knew we were coming. Julie stayed behind. Said she had friends in Missoula she could reach before the quarantine expanded. We argued. I told her to come with us. She said 5 people in one truck was too many. We'd use up air faster if we had to seal the cabin again. She was right. I gave her half our food and water. Hugged her. Watched her drive west while we went north. I don't know if she made it. The Missoula quarantine zone went dark on day 5. Linda's mother was already gone. Evacuated with neighbors to somewhere north. Linda got a text that said heading to Great Falls and nothing after. Great Falls got hit on day 4. We drove through on day 6. Empty streets. Steam rising from the river. Infected people standing in parking lots. We didn't stop to look for her. The first week was driving. Back roads. Old logging routes. Anywhere the infection hadn't reached yet. We slept in the truck with the windows sealed and duct tape around every gap. Ate cold MREs because opening the doors to cook meant risking contaminated air. Becca stopped talking on day 4. Just sat in the back seat staring at nothing. The thermal reading happened on day 8. We stopped at a gas station outside Cutbank. Abandoned. Pump still working on emergency power. I was fueling the truck when Linda checked my forehead. Said I felt warm. We used a thermometer from the first aid kit. 99.6 degrees. Not infected hot, but not normal. I told her it was stress. Told her I was fine. She didn't believe me, but she didn't argue. What was she going to do? Leave me on the side of the road? We've been driving north since then, following the refugee columns. Thousands of people walking, driving, anything to get away from Montana. The Canadian government closed the border on day 10, opened it again on day 12 with mandatory health screening. We've been waiting in line for 4 days, sleeping in the truck, rationing food, watching the thermal map show the infection spreading slower but still spreading. She saw that, watched me knock down a child, a sick child, a child who used to have parents and a bedroom and homework assignments. I see it too. Every time I close my eyes, the kid's face, red, blistered, eyes that looked at me like they were asking for help. And I shoved them onto the asphalt and drove away. The thermal camera shows cold. Everything's cold. Montana in June is supposed to be warm. It's 43 degrees. Has been for a week. Emergency geoengineering. The government's seeding the stratosphere with sulfate aerosols, blocking sunlight, dropping temperatures, trying to slow the bacteria's spread. It's working. Maybe. The infection zone grew to 200 miles before the cooling started. Now it's stable. 200 miles of Montana is dead. Empty. Everyone inside either infected or dead. The steam doesn't move as fast in the cold. The bacteria slow down. The infected shamble slower. But they don't stop. They never stop. Becca stirs, opens her eyes. Where are we? Almost to Canada. Are they letting people through? Some people. We've got clean blood tests. No fever. No symptoms. What about Grandma? Linda's hands tighten on the wheel. We don't talk about Linda's mother. She was in Bozeman when the infection reached the city. Day 7. We tried calling. Got the emergency broadcast. Bozeman is under mandatory evacuation. Proceed north on I-90. Do not stop. Do not return for possessions or family members. Linda's mother was 78. Hip replacement last year. Couldn't walk without a cane. When we drove through Bozeman, drove past our house, past Becca's school, past every place that mattered, the streets were empty. Just abandoned cars and steam rising from manholes and infected people standing on street corners. We didn't stop. Couldn't stop. If we'd stopped, Grandma got out, Linda says. It's the same lie she's been telling for 16 days. She's already in Canada. We'll find her once we're across. Becca doesn't believe her. I can see it in her eyes. But she nods, says okay. Lets her mother pretend things are fine. The checkpoint ahead has concrete barriers. Jersey walls forming a maze. Armed soldiers in hazmat suits. Thermal cameras mounted on poles. Signs in English and French. Symptom screening required. Fever cases denied entry. No exceptions. We're third in line. The car ahead of us, a Honda Accord with Montana plates, stops at the first checkpoint. Soldiers approach with handheld thermal scanners. One soldier talks to the driver, points back toward Montana. The driver argues. The soldier unslings his rifle, not pointing it, just holding it ready. The Honda backs up, turns around, drives back south toward the infection zone. What happens to them? Becca asks. They get treatment, Linda says. Another lie. There is no treatment. There's quarantine zones where infected people are contained until they become too numerous to control. Then the zones are firebombed. They tried it at Billings. Burned 14 city blocks. The steam just carried the bacteria to new locations. Dad, I turn. Becca's looking at me. Not her mother. Me. She wants the truth. There's no treatment. If you're infected, you stay in Montana. Either the bacteria take over, or you don't get infected and you wait for the cold to kill the bacteria in the environment. Might be weeks, might be months. What if the cold doesn't work? Then Montana stays dead. Linda glares at me. Rick, she's 13. She's not stupid. She knows what she saw. What she saw. The Super 8 parking lot. The infected kid. The steam rolling through West Yellowstone while we drove away. The park headquarters we left behind with 52 people trapped inside. Williams, Denny, Beth, Angela, those two brothers who lost their parents. I don't know if they're alive. The satellite feeds stopped showing detail after day 3. Just thermal maps showing heat signatures. Living people versus infected people. The headquarters building showed 23 heat signatures on day 4, 15 on day 5, 7 on day 6, then nothing. Either everyone inside died or everyone got out. I tell myself they got out. It's our turn at the checkpoint. Linda rolls down the window. A soldier in full hazmat approaches. Thermal scanner in hand. How many passengers? 3. Myself, my husband, our daughter. Step out of the vehicle. All of you. We're outside, standing in the cold. Becca's shivering. She's wearing 3 layers, but the wind cuts through. The soldier scans Linda first. Forehead, neck, chest. The scanner beeps. Green light. Clear. Becca next. The scanner beeps. Green. My turn. The soldier approaches. Scanner pointed at my forehead. The beeps. Red light. Sir. Step back from your family. What? The scanner shows elevated temperature. Step back. It's a malfunction. I'm not infected. I've been sealed in a truck for 2 weeks. I haven't been near. Sir, step back or we will use force. 2 more soldiers approach. Rifles ready. Not pointing at me. Yet, Linda's pulling Becca away. Rick, just do what they say. I'm backing up. The soldiers scanning me again. Forehead, neck, chest. Red light, red light, red light. Core temperature 99.8 degrees. Elevated. Protocol requires blood test. Fine. Test me. I'm not infected. They take me to a white tent 20 feet from the checkpoint. Inside is a folding table, a chair, and a medic in full hazmat. She takes my arm, draws blood, 3 vials, labels them with a number I don't recognize. My name becomes a number at the border. Results in 10 minutes. I'm sitting there, watching through the tent flap. Linda and Becca are still by our truck. A soldier is talking to them. Linda's arguing, gesturing at me. Becca's watching the tent. Her face is pale, scared. The medic comes back, laptop in hand. Blood test shows no thermophile antibodies. No active infection. You're clear. Then why? Thermal scanners have a 3% false positive rate. You're fine. You can go. I'm outside, walking toward Linda and Becca. Linda's crying. Relief crying. Becca runs to me, hugs me. She's shaking. Dad, I thought they were going to. I'm okay. False positive. We're good. But we're not good. The soldier's elevated reading means my core temperature was high. Not 142 degrees. Not infected high. But 99.8. Higher than normal. The bacteria might be in my system. Dormant. Waiting for the right conditions to activate. Or I might be fine. There's no way to know. And I'm not telling Linda. Not telling Becca. They don't need to live with that uncertainty. We cross into Canada. The guards wave us through. Linda's talking about finding a hotel. Finding her mother. Making plans like we're on vacation. Like Montana didn't just die. Like 2% of the US population isn't infected with thermophilic bacteria that turns them into walking incubators. Becca's quiet. She's been quiet since West Yellowstone. Used to text with 3 exclamation points. Used to talk about becoming a veterinarian. Now she just stares out the window at passing towns and doesn't say anything. I killed that. Killed the exclamation points. Killed the excitement. Killed the part of her that believed dads keep promises and the world makes sense. The hotel in Calgary is a Best Western. 2 rooms. Linda and Becca in one. Me in the other. Linda said it's because I snore. The real reason is she can't look at me. Can't forgive me for choosing Becca over everyone at headquarters. Can't forget that I left 52 people to die so our daughter could live. She's right. I did. I'd do it again. Night. Becca knocks on my door. She's wearing pajamas with cartoon dogs on them. She's too old for cartoon dogs. But they're familiar. Safe. She needs safe things now. Can't sleep, she says. Me neither. She sits on the bed next to me. We're watching Canadian news. Coverage of the Montana quarantine zone. Aerial footage shows steam banks covering the valleys. Bozeman is gone. Billings is gone. Great Falls is gone. Every city within 200 miles of Yellowstone is empty or burning or filled with infected people walking through fog. Dad, why did this happen? Steamboat geyser erupted. The bacteria in the thermal water. No. Why did this happen to us? Why were we there? Because I wanted her to visit. Because I missed her. Because I'm selfish. Because I thought geysers and burgers could make up for missed birthdays and broken promises. Bad timing, I say. Do you think they're dead? The people at headquarters. I think about Williams, Beth, Denny, Angela with the two brothers, Betty Carlisle in the storage room. I don't know. You left them there. Yeah. To save me. Yeah. She's quiet. Then, I wish you'd save them instead. That breaks something. Something that was already cracked, but now it shatters completely. My daughter wishes she'd died. Wishes I'd let her burn in West Yellowstone so those other people, strangers, could have lived. Becca, that kid, in the parking lot. You pushed them down. They were infected. They were sick. And you hurt them. To protect you. They were somebody's kid too. She's crying now. I want to hold her. Want to tell her it's okay. I did what I had to do. I'd do anything to keep her safe. But she's right. That infected kid was somebody's daughter. Or son. Had parents who loved them. Had a life. And I shoved them down and drove away because they were in the way of saving my kid. I'm sorry, I say. For what? For bringing you to Yellowstone. For not getting you out faster. For making you see everything. It's not your fault, but it is. I chose overtime shifts over family time. Chose fixing hydrants over fixing my marriage. Chose the park over Becca until the park tried to kill her. And now she's alive, but she's broken. The exclamation points are gone. The veterinarian dreams are gone. She's 13 years old, and she's seen people boil from the inside, and she knows her father will hurt children to keep her safe. She goes back to her room. Linda doesn't ask why Becca's crying. She knows. We all know. I'm standing at the window, looking south toward Montana. The sky is darker there. Ash or steam or both. 200 miles of dead land. The park I spent 15 years maintaining is gone. The hydrant at Madison Junction is still leaking. Nobody's going to fix it now. Tommy's divorce doesn't matter. Betty Carlisle's husband never got his message. The two brothers lost their parents and then lost any hope of rescue when I drove away. My phone buzzes. Email from the Park Service. Mass notification. To all Yellowstone personnel. Mammoth Hot Springs headquarters was evacuated on day 9. 34 personnel successfully extracted to safe zone. 19 confirmed casualties. We mourn the loss of our colleagues and honor their sacrifice. 34 survived. 19 died. I'm trying to do the math. We had 52 people in the building. Subtract Betty Carlisle. 51. 34 survived means 17 died inside the headquarters building. Plus Betty. 18. But the email says 19 casualties. Someone died during the evacuation. I'm checking the casualty list. Names alphabetically arranged. Vincent Delgado deceased. Angela Peterson deceased. Beth Paulson deceased. Timothy Brewster deceased. Elizabeth Carlisle deceased. Williams isn't on the list. He made it out. But Vince, Beth, Angela, gone. Angela had those two brothers with her. Their names aren't on the casualty list. Maybe they survived. Maybe they died and the list is incomplete. I'll never know. I'm looking at Vince's name. He was operations supervisor. Knew every pipe in the park. Tried to stop me from leaving. From doing something stupid. I left him there and he died. 18 other people died. 34 survived. If I'd stayed. If I'd used my infrastructure knowledge to help them evacuate. Maybe more people make it out. Maybe Vince survives. Maybe Angela survives. Maybe I could have done something other than choose my daughter over everyone else. But I didn't stay. I ran. And now those two brothers, if they're alive, know that the maintenance guy with the truck drove away without them. left them behind because his kid mattered more. Becca was right. That infected child in the parking lot was somebody's kid. Vince was somebody's friend. Angela was somebody's colleague. Betty Carlisle was somebody's wife. And I'm the man who survived by leaving everyone else behind. The thermal reading at the border, 99.8 degrees, higher than normal. The bacteria might be dormant in my bloodstream, waiting. And if it activates, if I start showing symptoms, I'll become like the people I ran from. Red, blistered, steaming, hunting. And Becca and Linda will have to run from me. I'm not telling them about the elevated temperature. Not telling them I might be infected. They've lost enough. They don't need to lose the last illusion that we're safe. Outside, Calgary is lit up against the night. Millions of people going about their lives. Shopping, working, sleeping, not knowing that 200 miles south, Montana is dead. Not caring that Yellowstone burned. Not thinking about the thermophilic bacteria that's learning to survive in colder temperatures. Learning to spread faster. Evolving. The geoengineering is buying time. Weeks, maybe months. But bacteria adapt. They always adapt. And when they do, when the temperature drops stop working, the infection will spread north. Into Canada. Into the rest of America. Into everywhere. Becca's right to wish she died in West Yellowstone. We're not survivors. We're just dying slower. I'm checking my temperature with the motel thermometer. 99.7 degrees. Still elevated. Still not normal. Still waiting to see if I'm going to turn red.